Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of my Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale reviews. I did one of these videos last week, and instead of doing one whole big Ulta video, I'm doing them weekly so that it's not overwhelming you guys, and also so that I can have some time to actually review the products rather than just kind of reading them and going through the website. I just feel like seeing the products in action, seeing some swatches and close-ups will really help you to make better informed decisions. And also, if you're new here and you like honest, unsponsored makeup content as well as a focus on drugstore and affordable makeup, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go, and let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. Okay, so jumping right into day one, March 19th, we have a bunch of different deals going on, not only on the website, but there are also app-only exclusives on this day as well. So I'm just gonna go through the products that I'm actually familiar with and the things that I would recommend to you guys. So the first thing I wanna talk about is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So this is a first-time steal. It's never been done during the 21 Days of Beauty before. 50% off is huge because this is such a cult favorite. I know so many people who use this foundation, and I was always terrified to use this because I have dry skin, and everything that I heard was that this is best for oily skin types because it really stays put all day and it has more of a matte finish, which I tend to stay away from as somebody with dry skin. I'm also 45, so I have more mature skin as well, and I just was really nervous to try this. But a couple of months ago I did a video where my subscribers were recommending things to me, and so many of you guys recommended this and basically said it was your favorite high-end foundation. And in the comments of that video, a lot of you with dry skin actually said it works fine for you. So I ended up trying it out, and guys, you were not kidding. Now I know what the hype is all about with this one. It is so good. So this retails for $48. It's going to be on sale for $24. I got it in the shade Ecru, which is the same shade that I use in their Futurist Hydra Rescue. So I think this is a really good shade match for me. It's a little bit on the pinker side because I have a cool pink undertone. So it's a really great shade match, and I was so happy to see the same shade in the Double Wear. This is supposed to be a 24-hour wear time, a natural matte finish, and medium to full coverage. Again, I was really worried about the matte finish looking dry on me, but it has this really thin, fluid texture that sinks right into your skin immediately, and it sets itself down, at least on my dry skin. Again, I don't know if somebody that's more oily would still have to powder after this, but I definitely do not. And because it's so thin and it just sinks right in, it doesn't cling to dry patches like some foundations do when they're just kind of laying on top. Also, my favorite way to apply this is with a damp sponge. I have applied it with my fingers and had good results as well. I don't really use it with a brush just because I think that kind of applies too much, and you really don't need a lot of this. A little bit goes a long way, and it just gives my skin a very flawless look without shine. It's just like this soft, perfected finish that looks like my skin, but better. And it's really easy for me to see now why this is such a cult favorite, even up close. My skin doesn't look dry. It doesn't look cakey or heavy or that makeup-y look. It really doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation at all. I also find this to be super long lasting. At the end of the day, my skin still looks good. I'm still covered. I mean, it doesn't cover every single thing. It's not a full coverage foundation, but I would say it's a solid medium to full, like they say. I don't really even feel the need to wear concealer when I use this. I'm not wearing concealer today. So I'm very impressed. And I would say if you have dry skin or more mature skin and you're worried about this looking dry, I think now is really the best time to try it at $24. It's really not that much more expensive than a lot of drugstore foundations these days. So I think it's a great time to test it out. As long as you're prepping your skin well beforehand, make sure you exfoliate regularly and you're using a good moisturizer. I think with dry skin, you can definitely wear this. And honestly, it's become my new favorite even in the winter time. So in the summer, it should be even that much better for me when my skin is a little bit more on the normal side. So I definitely recommend checking this one out. The second deal for this day is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. So this is something that I've repurchased over and over again. Right now, I'm not really using brow pencils as much as I am into brow pens. I just find them so much easier to work with, and I think that brow pens have really upped my game when it comes to my brows. For me, they're just easier to use. But if you're into brow pencils, especially micro brow pencils, these really tiny ones that make the hair-like strokes, I think you will really enjoy this one. I know that e.l.f. makes a similar one and NYX and a few other drugstore brands, but I always kind of come back to this one. I think the NYX one and the e.l.f. one are pretty good, but there's something about the formula of this one that I just like a little bit better. So this retails for $25. It's going to be $12.50 during the sale, which is roughly around drugstore prices. I think it's still a couple of dollars more, but I have this in the shade taupe, and it's really that perfect balance between being too soft and waxy, where it doesn't stick to your skin, or dry and hard, so you have to apply a lot of pressure to make it show up. It's really right in between the two. I think it's soft enough that it shows up easily on your skin, but it's not so soft that it kind of smears and smudges everywhere. And I think the micro tip is really great for making hair-like strokes that look super natural. Plus, it comes in a ton of different colors and undertones, so I think it's really easy to find one that's gonna match your brows. Like I said, I've repurchased this one countless times at the regular price, so I would definitely say it's worth it at the $12.50 price as well. I'm not personally gonna repurchase it right now because I'm still using my brow pen and loving it, but if you're more into pencils, I think you honestly can't beat this one, and it's at a really good price. Also on March 19th, they have a few app-only deals. So one of them is this Laura Mercier Light Catcher Loose Powder. So this technically is supposed to be a setting powder, and it retails for $43. It's gonna be on sale for $21.50. So this is like a glowy loose powder. It comes in 3 shades. I have Celestial Light, which is the one for fair to light skin tones, and it claims to have 12-hour pore blurring, skin smoothing properties with no flashback. But you guys, this is so shimmery, I can't even imagine using it all over my face as a setting powder. I honestly don't even know what they were thinking, and most of the reviews on the Ulta website say the same thing. It's not like a little bit of glow like the Hourglass Ambient powders, it's like full-on highlighter sparkly glow. But that being said, it works extremely well for just applying it to certain areas like you would a highlighter. It does have a really gorgeous smooth texture, and you get a ton of product, so it's gonna last you forever. I also like to use it on my chest and my collarbone, sometimes a little on my legs, like if I'm getting dressed up. So I think it's great for that. I think it gives your skin a beautiful radiance, but again, I can't see using this all over your face, and it's absolutely not pore smoothing. If anything, like a highlighter, it kind of accentuates your pores a little bit. I would say it's not as bad as some highlighters, but just the sparkly nature of it will kind of draw attention to this area and make it look a little bit more textured. So just something to keep in mind with this. If you don't think that you'll use this huge jar just for highlighting your cheekbones, I would not say that most people would enjoy using this all over their face. Let me know if you do down below, but I feel like you must have to have absolutely perfect skin to be able to use this, and even then, you're gonna look really, really shiny. Another app-only deal that I just wanted to mention, I don't have this, but I'm thinking about trying it, is the Fresh Sugar Lip Mask. It's $28, it's gonna be $14 during the sale, and I really enjoy Fresh's sugar lip treatments, the ones in the stick, so I thought the lip mask might be a good one to try. If you guys have tried it, let me know in the comments down below if you think it's worth picking up, because that one is definitely on my list. Okay, so moving on to Monday, March 20th, I don't actually have any recommendations for this day because I don't have experience with any of these products, but I do have 2 that I'm kind of interested in. The first one is the Kopari SPF. This is $39 regularly, and it's going to be on sale for $19.50. It looks like kind of a glowy gel SPF, and I don't know, it just looks like a fun product, and I really love Kopari's body butter and a bunch of their other products, so it's something that I definitely have my eye on. And also the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighters. That's another one. Let me know down below if you think those are worth getting. They're regularly $34. They're going to be on sale for $17, which I still feel like is kind of a little bit steep for a highlighter. I definitely have some drugstore options that are cheaper than that I like, but if this is like somehow a little bit different or like a unique formula, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down below. Next up on Tuesday, March 21st, I wanted to talk about the Gen Nude blushes from BareMinerals because these are one of my favorite blush formulas. They're really, really amazing. So I want to dive into these a little bit. I'll show you guys some swatches and me applying them. These are $26 regularly. They're going to be on sale for $13, and they claim to have an ultra silky, talc-free, seamlessly blendable formula and a diffused soft focus finish that lasts all day. I definitely agree with every single claim. These don't look powdery when you apply them. It's kind of like the powder just melts into your skin on contact, and they just look so natural, like the blush is coming from within rather than sitting on top. They're truly one of the most seamless blushes in my collection, and because they kind of sink into your skin, they're super long lasting and they don't like dust off of your cheeks, but they kind of grip to your skin. Like I said, they just sort of sink in. And I apply mine in the morning. I can still see the color on my cheeks in the evening when I'm going to take my makeup off. And I don't normally spend money on high-end blushes because there's so many great drugstore options. They really have to be something special. And I would say these definitely fall into the special category. They are splurge worthy for sure. And I think at $13, they're really the same price as a lot of drugstore options these days, with the prices going up on that side of things. So for me, this is a no-brainer. I think I'm definitely going to add a couple of more shades to my collection because I just adore the formula of these. I think they're so beautiful, definitely worth picking up. Also on Tuesday, I wanted to talk about the KP Smoothing Lotion from First Aid Beauty. They sent this to me in PR along with the scrub a couple of months back over the summer, and this regularly retails for $28, so it's going to be on sale for $14. It's an exfoliating body lotion with 10% alpha hydroxy acid, so it has lactic acid, urea, ceramides, and oatmeal, and those work to moisturize and also chemically loosen the dead skin layer to prevent your skin from looking dry and flaky and itchy. And as somebody with dry skin, this type of lotion is honestly a lifesaver even in the wintertime. This does smell a little bit weird. It's unscented, so I don't know if the smell is coming from the urea or some of the other ingredients, but I did notice some complaints on the Ulta website about the smell. It's not something strong or overpowering, and once I put this on, I don't really notice the smell anymore, but it's a little bit funky and it's not the most pleasant experience when you're applying it. I much prefer a body lotion that has a pleasant scent. But that being said, a lot of other exfoliating lotions like this that have similar ingredients have a similar smell. I've tried the ones from Amlactin, and also CeraVe makes a line that's exfoliating, and I think both of those are awesome drugstore options. They work in a similar way, and normally they would be a little bit cheaper than this one at the full price, but those are a little bit more on the expensive side for drugstore. They're around somewhere between like $17 to $22. So at $14, I would say this one is actually probably a little cheaper than going to get an Amlactin or a CeraVe version, but this also has a very runny, liquidy texture. And for my dry skin, I find that it's really not enough hydration, especially this time of year. Maybe in the summer it would be okay. But if you're somebody with very dry skin, I would go for the CeraVe one or the Amlactin. Those are just a little bit thicker and they tend to moisturize my skin a little bit better. If you don't like a heavy lotion, if you don't have particularly dry skin, this one is good because it sinks in immediately. So when you take a shower, you put this on and you feel like you can get dressed right away because it's not something that's going to be sticky on your skin for too long. So it really just depends on what your preferences are. As far as exfoliating though, I think it does a great job, especially if you use it regularly, not just once, but like use it every single day. And you're going to notice a huge decrease in the flakes and those KP bumps that you can get on the back of your arms. I get them on my thighs sometimes. So this really helps to keep those at bay. But like I said, if you need something a little bit heavier and more moisturizing, I wouldn't really use this one because I didn't find that it really kept my skin hydrated all day. Moving on to Wednesday, March 22nd, there is one product that I'm interested in, which is the Jaclyn Hill bronzers. There's one in the picture that kind of looks like a rosy tone bronzer. It looks really beautiful. So I'm thinking I might pick that one up on that day. If you've tried Jaclyn Hill bronzers, let me know down in the comments below. And then I did get a lot of questions also on the Foreo Bare Mini. This is a microcurrent device, and I just have to go into a quick story time here with this because I have a warning about these microcurrent devices. I have tried the NuFace. I haven't tried the Foreo one, so I can't really speak to that. But I bought the NuFace last year, and I originally bought it because these microcurrent devices, they're supposed to help with fine lines and wrinkles, and they're also supposed to have a lifting effect on your skin. I watched a lot of different videos of people using the NuFace like around their eye area and kind of lifting their forehead and lifting their cheekbones. And because I have my brows that are sort of uneven from me always raising this one, I bought the NuFace because I thought maybe I could use use it over here to kind of lift my brow area. I know that some people get Botox to correct unevenness, but I didn't really want to go that route yet. I've never had Botox and it scares me a little bit, so I didn't want to quite go there just yet. So that's why I bought the new face, and I was using it on this side of my face, and I was kind of leaving this side of my face alone, trying to just lift this eye area. And it actually was working. I noticed some definite results, especially immediately after use. I felt like this brow was sitting a little bit higher. And over the course of the next few weeks, I did feel like it was starting to do something. But around that time, I also started to notice that I was getting heart palpitations, and they were very scary, almost to the point of causing panic attacks, because I would just be sitting on the couch, not even exercising or doing anything, and my heart would just like start beating out of rhythm, and it was almost like I couldn't breathe. When it first started, I actually had an appointment later that week with my primary care doctor for a physical. So when I went to her, that week, I said, I've been having these heart palpitations. So she hooked me up to an EKG machine. And immediately she said, yes, your heart is skipping a beat. It's erratic. You have an arrhythmia. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't imagine it. Something was definitely going on. I could tell. So she referred me to a cardiologist, and then that appointment was another week out. And in that time, I was using my device one morning, and all of a sudden I realized this is sending electrical currents into my body. Your heart runs on electricity. And then I kind of dug out the paperwork that comes with the device, and I'm reading the fine print. And in the fine print, it says, don't use it if you have a heart condition. Don't use it if you have a pacemaker. Don't use it on your neck because it can affect your thyroid gland. Don't use it if you have seizures. So there were all of these warnings, and I'm thinking, these electrical impulses, if they think you're using this on your face and it could affect a pacemaker that's down here in your chest, it's entirely possible that this is causing my palpitations. So I immediately stopped using it. And then a few days later, I went to the cardiologist, and he did another EKG. And at that point, I hadn't used it for like 3 days. And he said, your EKG is normal. You don't have an arrhythmia at all, but I'm seeing the one that your doctor did. So I still want to do an echocardiogram and really check the structure of your heart. That's kind of like an ultrasound where they really look inside your heart and take pictures and all of that. So I asked him about the new face device, and I said, I'm using this thing. It sends electrical currents into my skin, and I'm only using it on my face, but could that have caused this arrhythmia? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not even familiar with that device, but it's possible because your heart works like with electrical impulses. So it could have disrupted it somehow. Then I got my echocardiogram done, and it was very scary because I'm wondering, did I do damage to myself? Is my heart going to be okay? Thankfully it was. Everything was normal, but I have not touched that device again. And since that time, I've looked it up to see if other people have had the same issue. And there are YouTube videos out there of people basically saying the exact same experience that I had. There's also on the FDA website, there's an area where you can put in complaints with medical devices, and there's like a whole list of complaints over the years with this device. And it is an FDA cleared device. So it's something that they approved, and I think for most people, it's probably fine. So I'm not here to scare you, but I'm just here to warn you, because if you are planning on picking up the Foreo Bare device during the Ulta sale, just keep an eye on your body. I'm not saying this happens to everybody. It's probably just people who are more sensitive. But then again, they did say, don't use it if you have a heart condition. I don't have a heart condition. I don't have a pacemaker. Everything's perfectly normal, and I was still affected, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So if you buy it, if you're using it, just keep an eye on symptoms. If you feel any kind of heart palpitations or weird things happening, just keep it in the back of your head that this could potentially do that or affect you in that way, and then you won't keep using it for weeks and weeks and possibly cause damage. So I just wanted to put that out there to you guys. But again, I know a ton of people who use them regularly and have no issues whatsoever. So if you're interested in buying it, you'll probably be fine. Also, I have not used the Foreo one. I used the New Face. I know they're kind of a similar thing. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you guys quick. Moving on to Thursday, March 23rd. I don't actually have any experience with any of these products, so So again, I can't really recommend or speak to them, but I'd love to hear down in the comments from you guys if there's anything that you would recommend in this list. Then on Friday, March 24th, we have the Bobbi Brown Crushed Lip Oils. I really love these, so I definitely recommend them. Let's take a closer look. These are $32 regularly. They're gonna be $16 during the sale, and these claim to be a non-sticky, cushiony gloss in 12 sheer ultra shiny shades. I have 2 of them, and I definitely wanna get more. I think this is an outstanding formula. They're just expensive. I mean, $32 for a lip gloss is a little bit excessive, especially when there are great drugstore options out there. So the price alone is really what's prevented me from buying these in every color, because they're that amazing. I definitely would have if they were cheaper. And they have an almost 5-star rating on the Ulta website, so I'm definitely not alone. I think a lot of people really love these. They have a thin consistency, but they're not so thin that they wear off quickly. They stick around a little bit longer than your average lip oil and just keep your lips feeling hydrated for hours. They also kind of leave your lips feeling dewy, not super glossy, but just like a pretty glaze. And the colors are so flattering. They're not super pigmented, which is good because these will transfer. So it's not really going to be as noticeable if they bleed a little bit outside of your lip line or if they come off on your glass, because they're more sheer. They also feel so smooth. Like I said, they're not sticky. When you press your lips together, they just feel cushiony and soft. So at $16, I would definitely recommend these. I think they're going to be a little bit more expensive still than something like the Maybelline lifter glosses or the NYX lip oils that I've been loving lately. But if you want to try a more high-end lip gloss formula, I think it's definitely worth picking these up during the sale. I myself am probably going to get another shade or two. So I would say get these if you're on the fence. Oh, I didn't mention scent. These have kind of like a citrusy smell. I don't know if it's like citrusy or it's like maybe like a little citrus, a little floral. It's honestly so faint. I don't smell it at all once I actually put it on my lips. Like right now I'm wearing this one, which is Force of Nature, and I don't smell it one bit. So even if you're sensitive to fragrances, I think you'd probably be okay with these. And also on that day, we have Crepe Erase. So this is actually the Crepe Erase neck treatment. I have the regular Crepe Erase for the body. So they're not exactly the same thing, but I just wanted to tell you my Crepe Erase experience in general. So the neck treatment is $79. It's gonna be down to $39.50, which is still pretty expensive. It's a $40 neck cream. And it's supposed to visibly smooth deep lines and crepiness on the neck. So I started using this one back in the summertime, and I used it for several months from probably July or August all the way until November. I didn't have crepey skin anywhere on my body except right here under my neck, and I would notice it all the time. And I also have these bracelet lines that go, or what are they called? Bracelet line, necklace lines around my neck. And so the first time I used this, I was actually pleasantly surprised because it took down the crepiness quite a bit in just one use. It was still there, but it was a lot less than before. So I started using this every single day, and after like a week or so, I noticed a huge difference in the crepiness. It was completely gone. And it also seemed to soften my necklines just slightly. It didn't really do that much for them, but a little bit. It is possible that the neck version that's in the sale may work better on neck wrinkles than this did, but it's honestly hard to say because the reviews on the neck one are very mixed. I was looking at them and some people said they used the entire jar and saw nothing. Other people said that it was like life-changing and it worked really well for them. I think when it comes to skincare, I like to take before and after photos because sometimes the results are so subtle. You don't really notice until a lot of time's gone by, but you don't notice like the day-to-day. So like I said, I used this for like 4 or 5 months from the summer until November. And then in November on Black Friday, there were all these deals going on and I got the Tatcha Ageless Revitalizing Neck Cream, and I also got a new jar of the City Beauty Multi-Action Sculpting Cream. And since November, I actually stopped using the Crepe Erase and I've been using these two. The Tatcha one is really expensive. It's like $112. I got a good deal on it for Black Friday. I don't think I would have spent that much on a neck cream, especially one that I hadn't tried and I couldn't say for sure that it worked. Anyway, I've been using the Tatcha one at night and the City Beauty during the day. And I have to say, looking back, if I pull up a picture, like a screenshot from a video in November, my neck wrinkles looked a lot more prominent than the photo on the right, which was just from last week. So they definitely look a lot softer, and you know, I have to give credit to the Tatcha and the City Beauty for that one. The picture on the left was after using Crepe Erase for like 4 months, and both the Tatcha cream and the City Beauty have kept the crepiness at bay also. I haven't seen that come back. So for me, I was initially impressed with the Crepe Erase, but I don't know that it's actually done enough for my neck area. I think if you're just looking for something to get rid of crepey skin, it works well, but it's still $40 even during the sale. And Gold Bond has a crepe corrector lotion that has like almost 5-star reviews on Amazon, and this one is really good too. I actually use this one on my body. Not that I have crepey skin yet, but I just felt like maybe it'll help prevent it. So I can't personally say that this gets rid of crepiness, but all of those reviews I think are pretty telling, and I've talked to a couple of you guys in the comments. Like I showed this on my channel a couple months ago, and a lot of you said that you got it and you really love it. So let everybody know down below if you've tried the Gold Bond, if it works for crepey skin, because it's a lot cheaper than this one, even on sale. And as for the neck wrinkles, I can definitely say that these two are working so well for me. So again, the Tatcha one, a little bit on the pricey side. The City Beauty, I think is like $67, but I have a coupon code with City Beauty that'll save 15%. If you want to check this one out, I'll leave it linked down below. This has actually helped me even with like my jawline. I'm starting to have a little bit of looseness like right here in the jowl area. I noticed a difference when I used this one at just firming up my jawline. So I think this is definitely worth buying. I know this is an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and I'm kind of de-influencing you guys from buying this. I mean, it does definitely work for crepey skin. I just think there are other options out there like the Gold Bond that are a little bit cheaper. So I don't know. Those are just my 2 cents about that. And then on Saturday, I don't really have any recommendations either for Saturday, but there are a couple things that I am interested in. The first one is the Buxom deal. That is to be determined. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but I really enjoy Buxom products, so I can't wait to see what that is. And also the IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta are also supposed to be really good, so I kind of have my eye on those too, but I don't know if they're worth it. I have so many brushes. I probably don't need any more, but I'm thinking about it. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for this week's video. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday because I'll be doing another one of these, and I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today and spending time here on my channel. I really appreciate it so much. If you have some extra time and you'd like to check out more videos, I'll go ahead and put a playlist right here, and you can check those out next. Also, if you're not subscribed and you enjoyed this video, I'd love to have you here on my channel. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button before you click out, and I want to wish all of you a great day ahead, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.